How you doing? This is Mike from MCM Wing Chun. Today thought I'd make a short video on a little bit on the wooden dummy, not the form, but just a few isolated exercises that I like to practice over and over, just to get things that could be used either independently or with other. You'll find the movements in other sections of the dummy itself. Uh, so the first one is Tan Sao Fuq Sao combination. But I don't do it in a traditional kind of way. It isn't so linear. So like basically, if you did like a tan fuk, most people with basically with the same hand too. So I'm doing it with the same hand. So most people would go like this, and then do like a fuk sao like this, or maybe here, here, something like that. Uh, I like to use a spiraling or circular kind of energy. It helps with the flow of the movement, and also my movements expand and contract. So forward and back, forward and back. So the energy is, I'm connecting with his energy. I'm pushing forward a little bit to catch up to initiate his space. And then as his force comes in, I redirect it and contract it a little bit. So it looks like this. I'm using one hand because one hand is basically defending and attacking in the same order. So it looks like this. Very short. So tan, expand, contract, fuk, expand again with the tan, into the strike. Now normally, I mean, if I'm gonna, it's just an exercise to practice over and over again. I do this with the other hand too as well. I would just normally, if I engage, I would just come right in. But just to work it, to get more training with the fuk sao and the bang and the tan sao together, I kind of over exaggerate the movement a little bit. I make the movements kind of big on the dummy too. Whereas if I applied it, it probably would be small. Like you wouldn't really, it would be a small movement. But big or large, the idea is the same thing. So that's the first drill I like to do. I do this quite a lot actually, even in the air. I'll practice this one. Attack. So I use the tan and the fuk. I'm using the opposite side of the dummy arm, but if he were to run around, it would be, I would just catch it as he ran around the arm and then strike. Alternating hands, see? The second one is the hewn sound movement, like a gun doing the hewn. So 1, 2, 3, and then strike. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Also, the way I'm doing this is when I'm hewing here, this hand is basically guiding and redirecting his energy out to pass me, as this one catches the other hand and expands. So this is contracting, this one is expanding, and then I reverse. This comes around, pulls him in and down towards me, and this one strikes in. So normally it would be just one motion like this if you're going to apply it, but again, to just stretch the exercise out and to get, for practice sake, I'm over exaggerating. So I'm doing 3. 1, 2, 3, then strike. 1, 2, 3, strike. I normally would just do 1. See? It would be just like this. Or it could be just with one hand too, see? Same idea, see? I connect, bridge, pull them in, redirect, and then strike. So you can do it this way, but I prefer to do it this way, to use both hands. And the other one is the Kwan Sao exercise. So I do the Kwan Sao, it's the same thing, but the way I apply it, again, it's more in a circular kind of motion. It's not linear. Most people do Kwan Sao like more side to side, like this, and they just expand. So mine expands and contracts, but I do it more of a circular motion. So it's like this, watch. So I do 1, 2, 3, and then I grab, rotate, twist, and then strike with this one. 1, 2, 3, and do the other side. See? Strike, pull, pulling this way. 1, 2, 3, strike. 1, 2, 3, and strike. Or it could be just 1, you know, however you want to do it. But again, to get the practice out of it, do it 3. Okay. And those 3 movements I find I use quite a lot in different parts of the wooden dummy. So instead of going through the whole dummy form, I tend to just practice those 3 or 4 type of exercises over and over again. It's like a like a quick warm up, or a way to kind of like isolate important movements in the dummy form. So I thought I'd just share that. I don't have another person to video today or somebody to practice with, so I thought I'd just throw that out there, give you maybe some additional ideas on when you're practicing the dummy to maybe work on something like that. Okay, take it easy.